Derek Dirnberger here with HuntersLink.com, bringing you another product spotlight. Today we're going to look at a company called Air Armor Tech. Air Armor Tech is a veteran-owned company who manufactures inflatable protection devices, or IPDs, designed for soldiers, hunters, outdoorsmen, and photographers who operate in extreme conditions. Their products are made in the USA, and looking at these things, you can tell that they're using the highest quality products, from the straps that they use, buckles, even down to the zippers. They're designed to conform around the device they're assembled to protect. They're manufactured to military specifications, and they carry a limited lifetime warranty. Now, what all that translates into is a custom fit product that can be trusted to protect the device it's built to protect. There are many products that are still under development. There are quite a few products that are currently in production, and one of those products is available now. And it's the product we're going to look at today. It's called the Mounted Scope IPD, the Extreme 15, which is designed for sporting and hunting rifles. This product has been under development for 4 years now, and its purpose is to protect the zero on your scope from blunt force impact. So to install this IPD, the Extreme 15, I'm going to try to do this on camera where you can see everything I'm doing. We're going to take the product and we're going to place it over our scope. We'll just try to get it centered fairly well there. And I'm going to take, it's not inflated right now, I'm going to take the buckles, I'm going to snap those together on the fore end side and then on the butt end of the gun. Okay, I've got it strapped in. Then I'm going to take, buckled in, I'm going to take the straps, I'm just going to cinch them down just a little bit. Alright, now we're ready to inflate our device here. To inflate our IPD, we're going to use a certified mil-spec air valve located in one of the side pockets. And looking at this valve, you're going to notice there's 3 parts to it. The center part is the oral inflation valve, and obviously that's the part we're going to blow into to inflate our IPD up the majority of the way. Once we inflate it as much as we can with our lungs, then if you look off to the side, you're going to notice the football valve, and we're going to use that to top our IPD off to give it a little bit more pressure. We're going to use the air bulb that is included with our IPD that has a air needle on it. So to top our IPD off after we've inflated it with our lungs, we're just going to insert the needle into the football valve and go ahead and top it off. On the other side, we've got a pressure release valve. And what this is going to do is going to prevent us from overinflating, from damaging our IPD by overinflation through the initial inflation of the IPD or through altitude changes. You're hiking the mountains and the pressure is going to increase, so that's going to let some of the air out so we don't damage our IPD here. So let's go ahead and air this thing up. And again, I'm going to use the oral inflation valve. And when you look at this, you'll notice there's a valve, a metal valve lock on the oral inflation valve. So what that does, it prevents us from depressing this valve and letting the air escape. So in order to inflate it, we need to screw this metal valve lock down, and to open the valve to blow into it, I'm going to have to depress this. It's on a spring. I'm going to depress this valve right here at the top to blow into it. If I need to take a breath, I just let go, it springs back and it closes the valve so air doesn't escape while I'm recouping here. So let's go ahead and air this thing up. It should only take 2 or 3 breaths to get it as much as I can with my lungs, and then we'll top it off with the football valve. So here we go. Now we're going to take our air bulb, insert the needle into the football valve, and go ahead and top it off. So now my scope is fully protected from any sort of blunt force impact, whether I'm dropping this thing, it gets knocked over, whatever it might be. I'm not worried about my zero getting knocked off. The one thing we want to do after we inflate it, we want to screw this valve lock on the oral inflation valve lock, that metal valve lock, back up against the valve so it can't depress and let any air escape. And I'm just going to seal it zip it back up into its pocket, and we're good to go. Now, once it's inflated, I've got 3 inches of air bladder protection around all sides of my scope. And on the ends, I've got 2 inches of protection with these flaps. I'm just going to fold those down, and we are protected there as well. If those flaps need to be tightened, you're just going to use this bungee cord and this little clasp here, and we're going to tighten it up. So that's how it works. Other advantages of this thing, other uses of this thing, if you're canoeing to your spot, or you're walking along the edge of a creek or a river, if you happen to fall into the water, your canoe tips over, you just fall into the water, this device will float your weapon up to a 20-pound weapon, so you're not going to have to worry about swimming to the bottom of the creek to find your gun. So that's another great use for this thing. Obviously, it has a handle on it where we can carry our weapon by that handle. We've got a storage pocket. One pocket has, again, our air valve in there, but there is another empty pocket on the other side of this to store ammo, or you could even put your inflation bulb inside there to carry it. So that's another great use for this thing. This product is also designed to look through your scope while the device is attached. So how we're going to do that is just pull the flaps up, and I can see through my scope right now if I need to scan the mountainside or the hill or whatever it might be. The other thing is, it's not recommended by Air Armor Tech at all, but if I had to fire this weapon with my IPD installed, I can do it. I can access my trigger, I can see through my scope, look at my target, and fire the weapon. Obviously, you get one shot because you can't access your bolt while the IPD is on your weapon, but it is possible to fire it. Again, it's not recommended by Air Armor Tech, but it is possible. Naturally, the ideal thing to do would be to remove the device. It comes off very, very quickly just by these 2 buckles. So within a matter of 1 or 2 seconds, the device is off. The IPD is off your weapon, and then you can use your device as your IPD as a shooting wrist. So a lot of different uses for this thing. In addition to protecting, doing the most important thing, its most important use, which is protecting the zero on your scope, so you can make that good shot. So when finished, when you want to put this thing away, you don't need it any longer. We can just deflate it, and it'll fold up nice and compact. To deflate it, I'm going to take the oil inflation valve, screw the valve lock down, and depress the valve. You can hear the air come out. I'm just going to get it, take as much air out of there as we can, and it will fold up nicely, or we can store it in our backpack or even a cargo pocket on our pants. So this is a great device, obviously, that's going to protect your scope. It's going to protect your weapon from blunt force impact, and make sure you maintain that zero so you don't miss that shot on that trophy elk or that giant mule deer or whatever it might be that you're hunting. So it's a Hunter's Link approved product by Air Armor Tech. This is the mounted scope IPD, the Extreme 15, designed for hunting rifles and sporting rifles. To purchase your mounted scope IPD, or to take a look at some of the other products that Air Armor Tech has in production or that they are developing currently, go to airarmortech.com and check them out, and be sure to tell them hunterslink.com sent you. Thanks for watching.